Hi everybody, we are back with the second group for Patron D&D. Last time these guys bar hijinks, I think is the only way to describe what happened last time. There was a lot of alcohol, there was a lot of flirting with elven women, there was a murder, there was a creepy old knight that we got some information of. A lot happened, and so if you haven't checked out that episode, I encourage you to do so. It's one of my favorite D&D sessions ever. It was really, really fun. But you guys, it's going to take me a while to click with the names. So Milo, Tony, and Blum Blum. I'll never forget Blum Blum. You guys saw the murder scene happen. So
I did not.
Oh, who didn't? Or
I
Tony.
did.
Tony did.
Tony did not. Tony has no idea that a murder happened.
Because you were talking to Jordan. So Milo and Blum Blum, you are still in the room of the murder scene. And Tony, you are still talking to Jordan. You offered him a job with your family.
Yeah,
And
I was in the middle of writing a document for him.
I'm not sure which side wants to go first, but you guys can kind of just take off.
You guys go ahead.
Let's see. What was going on last time? We had blood coming out of the thing. I made sure I wasn't looking too stupid. So,
Always trying to impress the elf.
yes. And I guess it worked last time?
Well, one of the rolls failed really badly for one of you. I don't remember who.
That was me.
Yeah, it was me. It was Milo.
Yeah, it went disastrously. But I think what happened is I reached into the drawer. I took out. There was some rings, I guess, wedding bands.
You grabbed the rings.
Correct.
And I was walking out of the room. I think is where we left, or at least where I left it. But Bloom Bloom, I think you're still in the room.
Yeah. Let's see. Well, the last thing I saw was the blood coming out of the closet. So let's have Blum Blum go over there and check out the closet and see what the heck's in it.
Okay. So, the blood coming out of the closet as you're walking closer to it, the blood is still very bright. It still doesn't look like it's dried, so it's very, very recent. And the way that the closet works is it's kind of like a pull-open closet. And you put both hands on the handles, and you pull open the closet, and you see a woman's body. You can tell that because you saw this when you were the first night, the last session. You saw the married couple fighting. This is that woman. This is the wife. Unfortunately, her entire body.
Wasn't she already on the bed?
Yeah, that's what I was.
So, the thing is, this woman looks identical to the woman on the bed.
So she stabbed herself in the chest several times before actually cutting her wrist.
What's that?
She stabbed herself in the chest several times before cutting her wrist.
Well, the thing is there might be magic here. There might be something. There's something foul at play. You don't know if it's a weird potion or what it is. But her twin, the woman in the bed that has a bunch of stab marks on her chest. Her face looks identical to this woman, but this woman is all chopped up to bits, and she doesn't have any stab marks, nor does she have any markings on her wrist.
So to be clear, chopped up to bits, there is a pile of woman body parts, and her head just happens to match.
So everything sort of matches, I guess. Like the skin tone is the same, the
But
clothing
my
is the
point
same.
is, the state of the body is like literally like arms chopped off, like torso, like every body part is a separate piece sort of situation.
Every body part is a separate piece, yeah. So like the leg, each leg, both arms, the head, everything is just cut up, and it doesn't look like it was carefully placed. It doesn't look like they're trying to send a message. It's like somebody chopped her up and just like threw her in the closet and slammed it shut. There wasn't a lot of care taken with this particular scene.
What is the elf's name again?
What is the elf's name again?
I think it's funny if in character you forgot.
I actually don't remember the elf's name.
All right, since we can't remember it, my guy turns around. Hey, random elf, whatever your name is, do you think it's a mass suicide?
We're still thinking it's a mass suicide.
The elf turns to you. Let's call her. What should we call her? I should watch the episode.
I can put on headphones and scrub through it if you want me to grab a name while you guys are still doing your side.
If you wouldn't mind, that'd be amazing. You certainly don't have to though. Let's just call
Yeah, no
her
problem.
Elf Lady for right now until we get an official name, just for the sake of continuity. She when you turn around and you ask her what's up, her face goes pale. She seems completely shocked, and she just takes a step back. It's like she didn't hear you. She's not sure how to process this. Maybe she knows more than she, because of the severity of her response. Maybe she knows more than anyone else in this room.
Oh, so she knows that there was a body in there. Okay.
But she doesn't say anything immediately. And then after a few seconds, it's like she's trying to say something, but the words are getting stuck in her throat. She's stammering a little bit. She's just like,
Blum Blum walks over to her since he still has a wonderful beer in his hand, gives it to her. Take a sip, then take your time.
Wait, you give her the alcohol? Is that what
Yep.
you... Okay. So you kind of just shove the alcohol in her face, and it doesn't register for a second, and there's kind of this awkward moment where for a few seconds she's still staring while you have this alcohol shoved in her face, and then eventually she kind of snaps out of it, grabs the alcohol, and starts chugging it down.
Whoops.
And she says, she finishes the alcohol, she wipes her mouth, and she says, I think I know what's going on.
Well, do tell. We don't need any more people killing themselves tonight.
Completely ignoring you, she turns and starts walking out of the room.
Thieves, cat or something like that? Alright, I forgot it then.
Wait, what's happening?
I forgot to pause the last stream. So I couldn't find the name. We referred to her as the woman several times. But it was getting confusing listening to you guys and you guys.
Okay. Let's give her a name. Let's give her the name Morella for right now.
Okay.
That's a name I use very often, so it'll be easy for me to remember. Okay. So Morella turns and she walks out of the room, straight up telling you she thinks she knows what's going on.
Wait, hold on. So what just happened was she drinks some alcohol, is like, I know it's up, and then just walks away.
Yeah. Well, she doesn't say it like that. She's very, very shocked.
Right, I understand. I didn't get the tone right, but like
Yeah.
to be clear, she just like dropped that she understands what's going on, but isn't going to tell them, and then like started wondering.
Yeah, the reason she's not telling you what's going on is because it's like you can tell she's moving with purpose, that there's some action she now wants to take, and she's not willing to wait around to do it, and so she's just booking it.
Well, she is a part of the city guard, so my guy thinks she's about to go do whatever her job is after seeing these people killed or killed themselves.
Do we know that? Do we know that she's city guard? I
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
remember.
Yeah.
Yep.
She said she's wearing the uniform of a city guard or something of that nature.
Either she is or she's pretending to be.
Okay.
My guy's very trusting. He was just happy to have a help over his shoulder before this ended last time.
Is Blum Blum disappointed that his romantic adventures with Morella are ending?
Not quite.
Okay.
He's more curious about the situation that's going on here.
Sure. That's fair.
He does one more quick check of the room to see if he missed anything.
Okay, I like this. Go ahead and make an investigation check.
I don't have D20 open or anything like that. Do you want me to just do
That's
dice here?
Minus to D20 right there.
Yeah, it is a good reason to invite you to D20.
You want me to just do a regular dice roll here?
Yeah, just do all of you have regular dice or not?
Yeah, I got regular.
No.
I do prefer D20 because it's nice to be able to be like, whoop, and know what everyone's rolling.
Sure.
That works fine.
Here, let me invite you guys to the game.
I think you still have...
There's some... Okay, so Nick C is in here. Okay. I'm gonna post the link in chat for you guys.
I'm just gonna. Oh, for some reason I thought Google would autocomplete if I just typed D20. I got it.
Yeah, we had the old session open.
Yeah, there's somebody from the first session still in here. I don't think they're actively doing anything, so pay them no mind.
Okay.
But yeah, sorry, I forgot about the dice, so makes it easy now.
There you go.
I've muted Nick in D20. Nick, for some reason, you're letting D20 capture your video and audio.
It's catching video and audio on it?
Yeah.
Interesting.
How did you mute him?
In the upper right, if you hover over his face, there's a little audio thing. At least there was. It's gone away now.
Yeah,
It's in the top right corner.
Are you getting one sound now?
I'm getting one sound. Yeah, I don't hear anything.
Okay.
I think you're good.
All right.
All right, so it's 8 plus your intelligence.
Which is... Actually, it's... it's -1.
Yeah, I just saw that. It could be because of the alcohol. It could just be due to natural stupidity. But
Natural soup.
you think the room, despite a murder taking place here, you don't think it actually looks all that bad. Like you would take a nap here. I don't know what that says about Blum Blum's standard of cleanliness, but yeah, you don't find anything.
All right, we follow the elf.
Okay, so you're gonna follow the elf and see what she's up to.
Yep.
Okay, awesome. And Milo, what are you gonna do?
So I think I left the room before this,
Right.
so I'm just gonna
Sorry.
make my way.
Were you hanging out in the doorway, or were you actually like straight up left?
No, I think I left because what happened was I tried hitting on her and it didn't go well.
Mm-hmm.
I think Milo took that as a cue to leave.
Okay.
He grabbed whatever was in the drawer and left. So I'm going to make my way back downstairs and try to find Tony and see what he's up to.
Okay, awesome. So that's a perfect transition. One thing I did want to say, Milo, is that you noticed, I'm assuming you looked at the rings once you got out of the room.
Sure.
The rings do have blood on them, so they were taken off after whatever happened. They weren't taken off beforehand. So that could mean multiple things.
Can I tell if they're like wedding bands or do they have gemstones in them?
You can definitely tell that they're wedding bands. They look like very, very... These people obviously did not have a lot of money because their wedding bands are either self-made or like pretty cheaply made from like
Okay.
a local person. So yeah, they are definitely wedding bands though.
Okay.
So you head down to Tony, and you see that the bar, despite being exceptionally late, is still relatively packed. It seems
Before he gets to me, can I like retroactively do some actions so that I'm relatively done with what I'm doing with...
Yeah, absolutely. Go for it.
Anyway, so I'll let you finish what you were saying about the bar, though. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, I was just saying it's still crowded, so that's something to keep in mind. Some people have left. The people that are left in the bar, most of them are staggeringly drunk, so they may react differently than they would before. And yeah, Milo, the only thing I wanted to say is you notice that Tony is still talking to Jordan as you're coming down the steps. So, but please take your actions, Tony.
Well, wouldn't it... wouldn't he be surprised that Jordan is both awake and talking to me, since neither of those things were true when he went upstairs?
Yeah, we can get to his reaction. I just wanted to tell him what he saw.
Sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, with Jordan, to recap, I had just told him the folly of his ways and offered him a job working for my parents as their security.
This works surprisingly well, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So my family is a noble house within Khalees. And I pulled out my diplomat's kit and was like penning a letter for him saying, dearest parents, like this man is like a knight beyond repute, and like it's basically saying he would be an asset to our personal guard, and like could definitely be like someone to think of as a possibility for a replacement for like head of the guard. And then I roll it up and seal it and give it to him and tell him wait like 3 days before going over and like giving the letter to my parents because I want to get a head start with the mine and whatever else I'm doing for running away. And that's basically where I don't know what his reaction is to that, but that was the end of my actions with him. And asking him to refer to me as Tony, in all future correspondence.
He says, Sir Tony.
Yes.
I have
He just got knighted.
He's really into what's going on because, like I said, this was a man defined by his job, defined by his life as being a knight, and
Right.
for the first time in a long time, someone is finally giving him something to do, and it seems like he's completely forgotten about his quest for vengeance, and he says, Sir Tony, what if instead I serve as your ward and protect you wherever you may go?
Oh, badass.
That would be badass. I worry that where I'm going is going to eventually become obvious to him as like that's really clearly where the guy he's been trying to kill for the last however many years would be, and he'd be like, oh wait, you're working for the guy that I hate.
Yep.
So I'm going to politely point out that while like my parents and my brother and sister and family do not necessarily have the same combat skills that I do, and that like I am far more interested in their protection because like I just bested him, right?
Yeah.
So like I think that he would be an amazing asset to protecting my family, and that is what is extremely important to me right now, because I am going away and will not be there to protect them. And so I'm basically trying to make it clear to him that like my like quest for him is to protect my family as like payment or like as his job basically, and that I don't where I'm going I don't need a ward.
To kind of counter that, he says, "What is your family in any immediate danger? I'm worried I would just rot away there."
All of Khalees is in immediate danger. Like
yes, I wouldn't necessarily say
it's an existential threat, but
right.
There's fear mongering going around.
Yeah, definitely. He takes that. I think that's a good counterpoint. He says, "Okay, you're right, but if the Nightingales come, my protection will mean very little.
I will take any protection that we can get. You may think that your protection means little, but one man can make the difference.
Okay.
I've sung songs about those men, and I believe you are that man that can make the difference for my family. I just mechanically out of character. I don't want this guy to become just like fodder.
This is totally great. This is well navigated. He says,
I hope he becomes the hero of the land.
Yeah. I hope he becomes the hero of the land too. Anyway, he says, there's a brief pause, like he's thinking about it. He has a very stern look on his face. He says, "Okay, my lord, let me sleep tonight, and at the crack of dawn, I will take my horse and I will ride to your family's stead."
Thank you, my good Sir Jordan.
He nods and then he kind of saunters off.
All right, so presumably, you would walk in on us as he's like wandering off.
Yeah, well, first things first. The elf Morella, she just leaves. she's like storming, like she's marching with purpose. She bolts out of the inn or the tavern, excuse me. She
Well,
slams.
I assume I don't notice.
No,
Or
you
would I?
definitely notice. You all notice. I'm telling you, every character this information. You all see this.
Okay.
She bolts out of the tavern, slams the door shut. Everyone kind of looks at her for a second, and they all go about their drinking and their merriment. But
When she does that, I look at sorry, I'm super bad with names. Mendy?
Milo.
Milo, thank you.
Milo. Yeah.
I look at Milo and I'm like, what the hell did Blum Blum do? Because I mean, the last I saw the elf lady, he was carrying her up over his shoulder.
mm-hmm.
Do.
Yeah. So
go ahead.
should I just go ahead?
Yep.
Okay. So just to put it into context, Milo's a little bit like it's not that he's stunned because he's seen death before and like people die before, but he's a little bit distracted now. It's like the bar isn't as jovial as it normally would be for him. So he's kind of.
I got
So
you.
he comes up to Tony and he goes, Tony, something's afoot, mate.
I like, I always, I kind of take a more conspiratorial turn, like tone, and pull him aside, and I'm like, what happened? Because I don't really, like he says something's afoot, but like, so far the things afoot have been I vomited on a guy, while I'm having like a great time. Like, I don't honestly think that things are gonna get that serious.
So I motion for him to come down so I can whisper in his ear.
I do.
Okay, and I lean in and I go, there's been a murder upstairs, and that guard over there was there with us, and she turned down all my advances, and I don't know what happened to Blum Blum. She wasn't too impressed with him neither.
What's funny to me about that dialogue is, like, the elf turning you down and the murderer, it seems like are given equal
They're on,
weight.
yeah, exactly. They're on like equal footing for like how important they are.
Yeah,
So
that's good.
someone's been killed. There has been a murder. As far as I'm concerned, my character knows there's been one person killed, and then I guess that's true for you as well. Milo thinks that as well, and then you're like, and she turned me down. And I'm like, no. My character would definitely be more concerned about the murder. Tony kind of like doesn't really know what to think or believe. He's like, there's been a murder. Like, who died?
Yeah, I think you remember that husband and wife couple that were arguing. I think the husband killed his wife. Here, look, I've got these wedding bands.
Oh yeah, I totally want to look at the wedding bands. My first question is, how different are they in size?
Ooh.
So interestingly, the wedding bands are kind of identical in style. They're just sort of simple iron bands. There's not much flash to them. Like I said, these people probably didn't have a lot of money. But when Milo presents the rings, it doesn't matter which one is which. One of them is smaller, significantly smaller than the other.
Okay.
Assuming like one is for the man and one
One
is for
for the
woman.
man. I mean, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
They just look like poor people's wedding rings.
Yes.
I'm just like, oh, people get married with those.
Yeah,
I always imagine
ridiculous.
them like really nice gold. That's so interesting that's how poor people get married. That
was harsh.
Well, that was my internal monologue of me being like, sort of coming to be like, huh.
Oh, I thought you said that. Okay.
Sorry, that was me, just internal character. Externally, there's been a murder and you're showing me wedding rings. Yeah,
They've got blood on them.
They've got blood on them. I was like, I'm kind of conflicted as to whether we should bother doing anything. Like, she was part of the guard. I know she was part of the guard. We have a mine to get to in the morning. Like, we have a job to do as far as my character is concerned. I'm like, that's terrible. You know, are you all right? Is Blum Blum all right? Is everyone else all right? Like, are the guards taking care of it? Like, I'm definitely taking like a backseat passive role in this, being like, someone should do something, but not us.
Yeah, I'm kind of on the same page as you, like mentally. Like Milo's thinking like, okay, like we should get out of here. Like something's gonna go down.
Yeah.
So I say, I don't know, that lady, that what was her name? Starts with an M. That elf lady.
Marilla, yep.
Morella was on top of it, I think. But we should find Bloom Bloom and just get out of here.
Oh man.
It's
Ben,
okay.
was I following her completely? Did she slam the door in my face when she left the inn?
So she was moving quite a bit faster than you were. You definitely saw her slam the door shut, but you were only about halfway through the tavern when this was happening. So you have not left the tavern yet.
All right, Blubblum hasn't talked to these guys yet. He's really curious to know what's going on, and honestly, he's just more following the elf. I'm suspecting she emptied the chalice up in the room when she took when she did a drink, right?
Yeah, so it's dry.
So he's carrying his chalice with him as he's going through the bar. He's grabbing other people's drinks that are not paying attention, filling up his own, and follows her right out the cavern door while drinking.
Do we notice?
Yeah, you definitely notice. You see your companion with the same amount of purpose and determination, although with a lot more alcohol, follow the elf woman out the door, Marilla.
Okay, that's fine. He's kind of part of my companionship. I'm definitely friends with Blumblum at this point, post arm wrestle and other fun things that happen at the bar. So I definitely want to make sure that he's gonna be all right. So I'm gonna follow him.
Okay. Do you say anything to Milo before you follow him?
We gotta follow him. We gotta make sure he's alive tomorrow and like shows up to work. I definitely, if you want, to just go to sleep, that's fine. I'm gonna follow him. I might need help.
Yeah, no, let's go.
All right.
I find it when we have
I'm gonna let him take the lead.
Sorry, what was that? I didn't catch that.
I'm surprised that we have none of our equipment for any of this.
Oh, that's right. I'm not wearing any armor. I'm wearing like fancy night outfit.
Milo, do you have like any daggers hidden away or anything like that?
Well, I've got that guard's dagger.
Yeah, you do have the dagger. Did you have any other daggers hidden on you besides what you procured from Jordan, or are you?
I don't think so. No.
Okay. So you guys don't have a ton of defense.
No.
No.
All right. Hold on, I'm just finishing your guys' tokens here real quick. All right. So you open the tavern door, and the night, it's very, very cold right now. The night seems to have brought on an incredible chill, and so much so that you can see your breath in the air, and you notice that the elf can move very swiftly and has already gained quite the distance on you. And as soon as you get out the inn, so the way that this town is laid out is there's sort of this giant fountain in the middle. It's not a very ornate fountain. It's pretty simple and plain. It just shoots up a stream of water. There's not a lot of decoration to it. But the entire town is sort of like surrounding this town. This is a very circular town. And she kind of heads straight toward the fountain, and then she turns left, a sharp left, and it looks like she's going down some random alley. Almost as if she's trying to be discreet about what she's doing.
I sincerely hope we're not discreet in following her, just by the nature of the hilarity of that.
Yeah.
Blum, you're in lead here, so we are literally just like following you brusquely, trying to catch up, but you definitely have a action ahead of us at least.
So since I guess I'm the first one to really notice, I'm actually trying to catch up to her, not being discreet. I'm like, hey, elf, whatever your name is, wait up. I want to know what's going on. And he's like running.
Yeah.
Beer sloshing over the side.
Perfect.
Just trying to catch up as fast as he can.
So she's just about to head into this alley, and her hand sort of grabs this brick wall, and she turns and she looks at you, and she sighs, and she beyond that, she doesn't say anything, and she just darts into the alley. And it seems like she's moving faster, as if she's trying to lose you guys. So
Blum keeps following, yelling at her.
Or like we see Blum start running, and we like start running after him.
Okay.
Don't want to lose him.
Actually, for this, can I have you guys make an athletics check?
Sure can.
Yeah.
1d20. 10. Hold on.
10 on mine. Sorry.
I don't see mine. Did I type it in wrong?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, that's weird.
I see the type, but I don't actually see a roll. There you go.
Yep.
Oh.
There we go. Great.
I got a 15.
Is it just one? Is it just 1d20, all one word?
No.
Yeah.
Well, just click on the dice on the left, and then just hit D20, and that'll roll for you.
Oh, there it is. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. There we go.
5 plus not a big number, so that's probably gonna be low. Athletics, strength, 4.
Okay.
13.
So you got 13, Nick?
Yep.
All right. So Milo and Blum, you start charging forward at a pretty fast rate, and Milo, you notice that you could easily catch up to Blum, but that would mean that you'd be kind of leaving Tony to lag behind. So it's up to you. You notice that you're just a little bit more athletically capable than our bard here.
Can I also ask, like, what's the lighting like in this area? Is it like pitch black? Can I see everything that's going on?
It's not pitch black, but because it's a pretty cozy town, there are torches hanging up every however many feet. It's not. I wouldn't say it is well lit. You could definitely be discreet. You could work in the shadows, but it is not pitch black either. You can see your surroundings well enough that it's pretty easy for you to move from place to place.
Okay, and are there other people on the street that we're on?
There are, yeah. There's not very many. It's late, like I said, so most people are in their houses. You notice that most of the buildings aren't emanating any light. There's a couple here and there that are, just a few homes. But there's 2 men just kind of leaning by the fountain. They don't seem to be paying you any mind, nor do they seem to be paying the elven woman any mind, Morella. They're just sort of talking with each other, and they look like pretty gruff fellows. But other than those 2 individuals, in your immediate line of sight, you don't see anyone else.
Okay, then yeah, I'm gonna try to catch up to Boom, but I'm not gonna call out to him. I don't want to draw too much attention, and like you said, it's late. I don't want to be too loud about it.
Sure.
I'm just gonna try to catch up to him and distract him, and get his attention, like by physically grabbing him.
I am surprised that as a normal-sized human male, I am being outpaced by a 2-foot-tall halfling.
Yeah.
But I'm also wearing really nice pants, and they're not the easiest to run in. So, yeah, I'm just continuing to kind of jog behind. Just as a heads up for you, Ben, I am out of spell charges because I used both of them on Jordan.
Excellent.
So
it's always good.
I just want to make sure you are aware of what I've got in my inventory, and it's very little in terms of combat ability.
So you try to grab Blum. Are you trying to stop him from his chase, Milo?
Yeah, I'm trying to get him to at least pay attention to me, or if he's not gonna stop right away if I grab him, I'm gonna try to keep up with him.
Okay. How do you want to accomplish this? Do you want to just tap him on the shoulder? Do you want to grab
No,
him?
so I imagine he's running.
Yeah.
And I'm catching up to him, so I'm gonna swipe at his knees and try to tap his knees.
He's not that tall.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah, that's a good point. So I'll just try to tap him on the side, and see if he turns around and looks at me, and I'll whisper to him Blum, just stop for a sec.
Okay, yeah, we don't need to roll for this or anything. You just tap him. clearly trying to get his attention. Blum Blum, what is your response to this?
So you notice the tap. He stops. He looks back and he's like, "Hey, little child, what's going on? I'm trying to follow the elf lady. You saw the murders."
There's something really funny about a dwarf saying "hello, little child" to an elfling. That's really
Is he
good.
trying to be, just to get a sense of it, is he trying to be condescending when he says that, or is he like, he knows Milo's not a child?
Well, I know, but he called me daddy back in the...
Call him daddy.
Oh, so this is you carrying on the joke. That's good.
He's
Okay.
carrying it on, yeah. So I grab Blum Blum's arms and I go, you need to slow down. Wait for Tony over here. This isn't a good scene. We need to regroup and think about what we're doing.
Well, Verda keeps running. God, what is her name again?
Marilla.
Morella. If Morella keeps running, we're going to lose her. Here, let me tell her to stop. I use, God, I don't even know how to say this. Tama Margaret. Here, I'll spell it out.
I'm also just gonna put the elf's name in chat, just in case you guys need it as a reference point.
Sure, thanks.
Yep.
There you go.
Thaumaturgy.
Thaumaturgy, sure, yeah.
I'm sorry, say again?
Yeah, definitely go for it. Sorry.
Okay. And basically, with the feat, I can make my voice 3 times louder than it is.
Mm-hmm.
And so
You get a megaphone spell.
I scream as loud as
Can I tell that he's about to do this?
You'd have to make an Arcana check, probably.
Yeah, it would be. It's a pretty sudden motion, so I think it would be. I mean, what you could do is when he starts speaking, if you wanted to like try to cover his mouth or something, you could.
That's exactly what I wanted to do. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. But you
Jump up and
he's probably gonna get a little bit out if you try, even if you try to do that.
basically I scream her name and I say wait.
Okay. Do you want to try to cover his mouth, Milo?
Yeah, definitely. The minute he starts talking, I'm gonna try to cover his mouth.
Okay. Can I have you make a dexterity check, please?
Mm. Ooh. That is a 9.
So you try to cover his mouth, but you just end up kind of hitting him on the cheek. It's like a gentle lover's slap, whatever that means. And he ends up getting to say her name, and he's telling her to wait. You can't see her at this point. She's in this alley, and this alley is completely dark. So while there's plenty of lighting kind of in this main town square area, this alley doesn't have any torches or anything like that. Dwarves, do dwarves have dark vision? I can never remember.
Yes.
Okay.
Forest dwarves have dark vision.
Okay. Do halflings have dark vision?
Oh, I have no idea. I don't think so. I didn't come
I don't
across
think
that.
they do.
I don't think they do either.
And
I can tell you, humans definitely
yeah,
don't.
humans I know definitely don't.
No, I don't think so. Yeah.
So I shouldn't say that. Actually, Blum Blum, there is a chance that you do see her reaction, but I'm gonna need you to make a perception check because she's quite a ways away now. So.
Let's see. No.
I didn't see it. Nope. Yeah, that's you don't. You're just kind of staring down this alley. You see some rats, you see some trash in the ground, but you don't see Morella, our elven friend. So you can't tell what her response to your words are, or even if she heard them. Hold on, let me actually. Your yelling might have caused something to happen. Let me roll for it real quick. Yep. So the two guys by the fountain, they slowly walk toward you. By this point, Tony, you're pretty close. You're like 10 feet away from Milo and Blum Blum. Just FYI. Because I'm assuming you kept running after them. These two men, they both have hoods on. And you see that there's one on the left and one on the right. And the left guy, he smiles and he unsheaths a dagger. He just pulls it out of his cloak, and he smiles, and the moonlight hits his face, and you see that he has a really unkempt face. There's a lot of facial hair kind of all over the place. It's very patchy. He has a gold tooth, and that's what the moonlight is hitting.
I see.
Both of them actually have daggers.
Do they look like they're menacing and trying to come at us?
They don't.
Yeah, they're unsheathed.
Yeah, they don't look friendly for sure. You don't know exactly what their intentions are, although I'm guessing you can make some pretty good assumptions.
Okay.
How far away from us are they?
They're drawing their daggers and coming at me or at my friends?
They're
or
kind
like...
of coming at all of you. It doesn't look like th're targeting any one of you specifically. They're just approaching the group.
I'm gonna turn. Like, am I close to Blum Blum?
Yeah, you guys are all. You're about 10 feet away from Milo and Blum Blum. Milo and Blum Blum, you are right next to each other.
Okay.
We can.
Where are those guys in relation to us?
I can make a simple new page. All right.
If they look threatening to me and my friends, I'm going to as loud as I can shout, "Guards! There's been a murder! Help! Come here!" and try to get as much attention drawn to this location as possible.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna keep screaming and see what they do, and like try to get. Like, I don't know whether there are guards near down. I don't know whether Jordan can hear me if he hasn't walked away too quickly from the bar. I don't know what's where, but like, people are coming at me and my friends with daggers when we're in our evening wear. Like, I mean, we're not gonna do that fight.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think that's a really, really good idea. And these two men don't. They weren't expecting this. And
they're expecting us to be all cool and be like, "What's up? We're gonna throw down."
No, they didn't expect that either. They expected you to be afraid because they see a halfling and a human in. So basically, the way that they assessed the situation is they didn't view the halfling as a threat because they're much taller than the halfling. They didn't view the dwarf as a threat because it seems like he's drunk, even though you're not really. They see this elaborate clothing that you have, Tony,
right,
and they think you have a lot of money and that you're easy pickings. That's all. So
they're not wrong.
They expected you to be afraid.
Okay.
And that's why they approached you. But as soon as you start yelling, which is a very good idea, and I need to see what that yelling does. Okay, good. As soon as you start yelling, the guy on the right tries to run up to you, and he tries to grab you.
Me.
Tries to grab you, yes.
Okay.
So what he does is he like tries to run around behind you and like get you in an arm choke.
This is in an alley, right?
No, you're in the town square, so you're actually in a very public space right now.
So he's trying to grapple me, basically.
He's trying to grapple you.
Was there an initiative check that we missed? Do they have advantage? I'm just trying to figure out how he gap closed without me being able to do anything.
I'm not saying that he does. I'm just telling you what he intends to do.
What he intends to do. Okay,
Yes.
So it looks like he's going to jump at me.
Yes,
okay.
he looks like he's going to jump at you, and now you guys don't have to fight, but just for the order of events, let's roll initiative.
Cool.
But just knowing that when it is his turn, this is the action he's going to take unless something happens.
I rolled a 2, which it goes up to 4 in my initiative. So
I didn't see the. I see that Nick rolled.
Oh, sorry, Nick rolled a 2. What the? Why does I thought there was a command for rolling a dice in this thing that didn't didn't involve me. Oh, all right. I rolled a 21. So
Okay,
nah.
That's really good. And the 2 was your initiative roll, and the 9 was your initiative roll, Medi? 2.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Awesome. Let me roll for these thugs.
Can I also, just before, because this is when Tony was yelling, I've kind of got a bad sense, so I'm going to use my natural stealthiness and just ever so slightly hide myself behind Bloom Bloom when Tony was making that yell. Can I do that before this initiative, or
Yeah,
no?
you can. Yep, absolutely. So you're kind of hiding behind him. Are you like using him as a shield or just as cover, or? To try to like not be in their line of sight. Yeah. Okay.
So that they're kind of like, oh, where did the halfling go, kind of thing.
Can I also do something right before this?
Yeah, absolutely.
Since I got slapped by the little one, I put my finger at him. I'm like, don't hit the goods. And then I have the dark vision. I probably notice the daggers, and I basically kind of get ready for what's going to happen next.
Blum Blum, you're beautiful. You're beautiful, Blum Blum. All right. All right, let me just get this written down. Sorry.
And I don't know if I can actually use natural stealthiness to hide behind a dwarf. Because they have to kind of be like a size larger than you, right? Or something like that? I'm not sure.
Oh, I think it was funny if the dwarf offers partial cover.
Yeah, I think you could do it in such a way where it would work, but when we get to your turn, we're going to see how successful it is.
Sure.
But yeah, I mean, obviously it would work better if Blum Blum was bigger, but you are definitely smaller than Blum Blum and crafty enough, and it is dark, that I think there are enough things kind of going your way to make it happen. But,
Sure.
Tony, so the thugs are about 5 feet away from Blum Blum and Milo, okay, and about 10 feet away from the fountain, and you are about 10 feet away from Blum Blum and Milo, which means you're 15 feet away from the thugs.
15 feet away from the thugs.
Correct.
Okay. Is it easy to make a combat sheet in Roll20 so I can try to figure out like where I can walk?
Yeah, we can make a.
I guess we don't have to. So I'm just trying to figure out if it would be more, if it makes more sense for me to back down the alley if I want to use my move action to just keep away from them, or to back towards the bar.
Definitely. So let me. This shouldn't take me very long. Give me just a minute or so to kind of crudely draw this stuff out.
Sure. They're 15 feet away. Both of them. You said both of them are 15 feet away?
Both of them are 15
Keep going.
feet.
I'm listening.
All right. So my play is probably going to be to back up in a direction that sounds reasonable and to cast Vicious Mockery.
Okay.
On whichever one I think is more likely to try to hit me. And I will go into the details of that once I see exactly what the layout looks like.
Yeah, definitely. It'll just give you guys a better idea.
On the one hand, blowing both of my spells on Jordan paid off, but on the other hand, I blew both of my spells.
Yeah. Are all of you at full HP? I'm not sure.
I am.
I think so. Nothing happened where we lost HP last time.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, Jordan pulled a knife and then I put him down in one hit. And that was the only combat anyone had. Let me figure out what my AC is if the time comes when I don't have my armor on.
Oh man, I'm in the same boat.
So I've got 14 AC with my armor. Where the hell is my armor on my sheet here? Studded leather. Studded leather gives how much AC?
Tony.
Are you wearing armor, Milo, or no?
Yeah, I've got my light armor on. Studded leather gives you 12 plus dex modifier. Is what I have in the book.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
Oh. Yeah, plus dex. So, yeah, if I'm just wearing clothing, like nice clothing, but still like, you know, clothing, is it just my naked dex mod, or is it dex mod plus like 1? I'm not actually sure, because in older D&D it would be like 10 was base AC for just your ability to avoid things, plus dex. And then above 10 was what the armor gave, I thought.
Yeah, so the way that it works in 5th edition is a little bit different, where like your armor just kind of gives you AC, but the way that you described it is the way I've always preferred to do it when people don't have armor, where 10 is sort of your base, and then just add your dexterity to that as well, because that's going to be your ability to avoid attacks. So if you're not wearing any armor whatsoever, just do 10 plus dex, and that'll be your armor.
Okay. Oh, my armor is actually wrong. It should be 15 because my AC, my dex mod is. Oh, that's charisma mod. I'm looking at the wrong mod.
Okay, so I'm gonna put you guys. You guys should be able to see this new page right now on Roll20. It's very simple.
Yes.
I just wanted to do this quickly, but the gray square is the fountain. The 2 unnamed guys are the thugs, and then Milo. I understand that you are using Blum Blum as cover, but in order to do this, I can actually like put you like that, I guess.
Sure. That works.
Okay, so then the alley is like to the left.
Yeah, and let me just draw the alley real quick, because that might come into play.
Okay. That definitely makes it way easier to figure out where I'm going.
Yeah. So the alley is directly to the left here, but the opening to the alley is pretty narrow. It's not a big alley. This is very, very crude, but just bear with me. Imagine that these are 2 brick walls, the 2 black lines there.
Okay, yeah, I see that. Alright, so what I'm going to do for my move is move so that I'm at most 60 feet away from them behind my friends. But I'm just going to back up as much as my move action will allow. I think I can only back up 30 feet anyway.
So you're gonna you're just gonna go straight back how many feet?
As many as my move action allows, which I think is 20 or 30. Speed 30.
As a human, yeah, it's gonna be 30. So you're just gonna move way back.
I'm gonna back up my move action all 30 feet so that they never catch up to me if they decide to. And once I have done I guess I could do my move action after my attack. So I'll do my attack first, and then I'll do my move action. My attack is going to be Vicious Mockery. In Dwarven, I am going to call the gentleman on the right. I'm going to say...
Any particular reason why you're choosing Dwarven?
Because Blum Blum is Dwarven, and I want to impress him with my ability to insult. And the person receiving the Vicious Mockery doesn't actually need to be able to understand the language that I'm mocking him in.
Okay, that was my question. Awesome.
Yeah, that was why. The idea was to gain more, was to be like, hey, Blum Blum, check this out. And so I'm going to imply that his mother and sister pleasure dragons, but that they don't do it very well.
So they have sexual relations with dragons poorly.
But like, it's not that they have sexual relations with dragons. It's that they are like, they're like whores. Like they're paid to do it, but they don't really they're not very good at it. It's not a matter of them being like having consensual sex. It's a matter of them being kind of used by the dragons, because half dragons and dragon people seem to be like the go-to. Everyone hates this race in the world.
That is true. So you're saying they're bad dragon whores?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's about it. And in Dwarven.
Okay. Would you like to do this Whoa, that's a cat. Would you like to do this Vicious Mockery?
Oh my gosh.
Like you're telling me the contents of what you're describing. Would you like a chance to shine here and just tell me exactly what you're saying and how you exactly are saying it to these thugs?
No, because I don't speak Dwarven.
No, just say it in,
Say it in English? All right. Come up. Give me 1 second.
Sure.
All right. Hey! I think I saw your mother and sister last night at the Dragon Whorehouse, and they weren't paid very well.
I like it. Thank you for indulging me there.
Anyway, it works way better in Dwarven.
Okay.
There's some things lost in translation. So they need to make a Wisdom saving throw, or they take 1d4 psychic damage and have disadvantage on his next attack roll. It's on the guy on the right.
What's your spell save DC?
My spell save DC, we covered this the other day and I had it wrong. Let me make sure it's been fixed. 13.
13. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I
They
get
fail.
fucked.
Yep.
Yeah, so the guy on the right takes 1d4 psychic, and he has disadvantage on his next attack.
Okay.
And now I'm stepping 30 feet back.
Do you want to roll the 1d4?
Sure. Clicky d4. Oh, all right. Well, the first one is the 1, which is 3, and then all the other ones were me not realizing it was rolling.
Okay. So you said the one on the right takes the damage?
Yeah. And he also has disadvantage on his next attack, which is probably going to be against Blum Blum because he's not going to be able to reach me because I'm going to be 30 feet away. Assuming he's alive. I think they probably lived through the 4 damage or the 3 damage.
Yeah. He did, but he's as soon as you hit him with the psychic damage, he sort of like he has a very violent reaction to it. It's like he got punched in the gut. And he just goes ah, and he falls on his knees and he goes, "My mother is a dragon whore," and he's just like his hands cover his eyes, and he's like in total shame. He doesn't seem to have any interest attacking you right at this moment.
Okay.
So it was extremely effective. Maybe his mother was actually a prostitute, and he didn't realize that she did it for dragons as well. I don't know what's going on exactly, but
out of characters, I understand sex workers should not be victimized, but in character, I feel like that fits as an insult for this world.
Oh yeah. I think we are being totally above board with our characters right now. The other thug, the thug on the left, the one I've labeled as 1, kind of looks at his friend, shrugs his shoulders, and is like, "I guess that means more for me." He doesn't seem all that affected.
I can take a 1v3, sure. All right. Well, I'm still.
He's not very smart. Yeah.
I'm still taking that 30 foot back step just because I'm like, Well, hold on. Do I get the feeling that my friends are going to back up as well?
I mean, I don't know how you would intuit that.
Do they look like they're like menacing forward, about to try to start a fist fight, or do they look like they're doing this? And that's, I guess, a question to you two.
I'm saving my turn. Don't find out when I do it.
All right. Well, I don't want to just be the guy who isn't with his friends. If his friends are getting hurt, I want to be there to help them. So I guess I'll just stay behind Blum Blum and use him as. I'll just use him as hopefully if a guy tries to move past him to hit me, he'll get an attack.
Hey, play your character as you think. If you think your guy's gonna back up,
my character wouldn't back up if he was worried about his friends getting stabbed. He would stand his ground because we have numbers, and and if it were an actual fight, we could all just gang pile the one guy who's coming at us.
So I want to talk about why the thug is like moving forward. He doesn't realize that what you were doing was a magical spell, and so he thinks his friend is just being weird and there's something wrong with him.
Yeah, he doesn't realize the friend took damage because it's psychic.
Right. So if that was if there was more like flash to that, he might have a different reaction. But
sure.
Next on the list, we have Milo actually.
So is the guy on the left closer to us now, or no?
It's not his turn yet, so he hasn't moved forward. So he's still at the same distance that's represented on the chart here.
Okay, well, Milo doesn't particularly like fighting per se, so he's gonna stay hidden, Blum. But the things that are going through his mind are, if this guy gets close to us, because he's still not sure if they're really going to attack us or if they're just going to like try to threaten us verbally or what. But he's thinking if they get close to us, maybe I'll be able to just like surprise them because I'm hiding and distract them, and then we can get out of this situation. So he's not going to. I'm actually just going to stay hidden.
Okay. So are you going to ready an action for him coming at us?
Yeah, sure. If he gets close enough to Blum that he could like reach out and touch him, well, see, I get it. Totally depends. Like if he's gonna, how can I do it like this? If he's gonna attack Blum, I'm going to sneak attack him before he does it. So if it looks like he's gonna strike Blum, I'm gonna ready an action to sneak attack. But if he's just going to talk, then I'm just going to stay hidden.
So I don't know if you can necessarily ready the sneak attack, because in order to get a sneak attack, I think you need combat advantage.
Yeah,
okay.
anytime you'd have advantage, you can do a sneak attack.
But that's, I think that maybe you didn't know that sneak attack is like a special thing. Like, you're just going to attack him if he tries to attack Blum Blum.
But if he's hiding successfully, he would have advantage on the attack. So we need to... Sorry, what's that?
We need to resolve whether or not he's successfully hiding behind the door.
Yeah, so we need to successfully resolve whether or not he's hiding. So I'm going to have you make a stealth check here, because there's a scenario I can envision where this would work out. So go ahead and make a stealth check, and I'm going to roll perception here.
14.
So...
sorry, my stealth modifier is +7.
Okay.
Because of expertise.
Sure.
Stealth.
Okay.
Did that show up in the chat? Oh, there it is. Wow, that was super delayed.
Okay, so what did you say your total was? 14?
14,
okay.
Yeah.
So... what happens, and the reason why you can tell that your attempt at hiding isn't working very well, is it seems like this thug is centered on you. He's focusing on you. He's picked you out as potentially maybe the weakest. I'm not saying that you are the weakest. I'm just saying that that's what he thinks.
Yeah.
And he's staring right at you. So you're trying to hide, and his gaze doesn't leave you at all. So you can try to ready an attack, but you get a pretty strong sense that you're not going to be able to get the jump on this guy.
Okay.
It's still oh, sorry.
What's up, Jesse?
I was trying to let you know that it's still an okay action if that's in your character's like interest to just be like, I will ready an attack when he comes closer, but I don't want to seek out combat. Like that's a completely fine thing to do. You just won't get the sneak attack bonus.
Yep.
I'm not going to move or do anything, but can I call out to him and just be like, "Oi,
yeah,
what do you want?"
You could totally just free talk to him.
Yeah, okay. So I just look at him and go, "What do you want?"
So he's surprised at your effort of diplomacy, but without missing a beat, still grinning this ugly, ugly grin, he says, "If you don't want any more trouble, give me everything you've got and I'll go away."
Okay, so I just throw those wedding rings I had. I just throw them at his feet and go, "This is all I got."
I actually don't know. Is that true? Because you have a dagger.
No.
Oh no, he's
I have
got
way more.
shit.
Okay. Do you have gold and stuff? That's what I'm most curious about. Okay.
I spent all my own gold, but then I had what was in Jordan's pouch. He had a sack of gold or a pouch of gold.
Yeah. Right. I remember.
I think that's an interesting play to just be like, you know, here's some wedding rings, go the fuck away. I'm curious, what is your character's thought as one thief to another?
I wouldn't necessarily call these guys thieves. They're not on the same level of criminal, I would say. These guys are very
to be
brutish.
clear, we knocked Jordan the fuck out, and then he took all of his shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, but
I don't have a moral quandary with these guys. I just don't want them to take our stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
That's okay.
Yeah. I'm totally fine with that. But you're trying to deceive them, Milo. You're trying to one-up them. So do you just throw the rings on the ground?
Yeah, just in front of his feet.
Okay. I just have a question as a DM. Does your character not view these rings as very valuable? Do you not care?
No.
You don't care about them, even though they might be a clue in the murder. You're cool with that?
Yeah.
Okay. So you just throw them at their feet. Can I have you make a deception? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to say the reason for that didn't have to do with the murder. He get as far away from the murder as possible. He's not that interested in it.
Okay. So your like primary interest at the crime scene was Morella the elf.
Correct.
Okay.
Can I ask if your motivation for throwing the rings on the ground is to make him reach down to grab them so you can run up and stab him when he's crouched? Or are you?
I feel like Jesse. I don't mean to interrupt, but I feel like you're getting a little bit too far ahead. Like if that is his action, we'll get there.
I'm sorry.
And we'll resolve it. But that's all right. So you throw the rings to the ground. Can I have you make a deception check, please?
Sure. What is that? Just a D20?
Yeah, it's gonna be a D20. It's actually a skill that you have. I don't know if you're proficient in it or not.
Oh, it's charisma. So plus 2, 16.
Okay, great. And let me make an intelligence check for our thugs. So, you throw the rings at the ground, and the thug sort of gets a disappointed, befuddled look on his face. He's like, did you just get divorced?
I'm gonna put on a sob story and say they were my parents.
They were your parents. Okay, I like this a lot. He's like, I don't give two shits about your dead parents, but if this is all you have, this isn't gonna cut it. What do your friends got?
Is it Blumblum's turn yet, or who?
You can all during conversation. You can all talk. So if there's something you want to say in response to him wanting more, any of you can act here.
Go ahead, man. I'll let you go first.
I mean, in my mind, we're in combat, and I'm just trying to protect you guys, and I am just ready to vicious mockery the other guy. I am not interested in getting mugged. I'm not interested in killing anyone. I just want to use non-lethal stuff to take them down, and I'm not afraid of these guys. 3v1. I don't have anything to say to him. I'm just waiting for Blum to do what he's going to do so I can get more.
Yeah, if you guys don't have anything else to say, or Milo...
Well,
sorry,
what I'll say to him is, I'll say, look at my friend. He spent everything he had on the last drink. He's drunk as an oaf. He doesn't know where he's going. And that other skinny guy behind me, he spent all of his money on that damn fiddle.
It's good.
Do you have a fiddle as a bard? I'm assuming you do.
I have a lyre.
A lyre, sorry. I'm still going to call it a fiddle.
That's fine. You can. I think it's funny if your character doesn't know that it's a lyre and thinks it's a fiddle.
Is my spell still active? The one I
hope so. Is it concentration? What's the time on it? It should say
1 minute.
Yeah, it's still active. Yeah.
I guess during the whole conversation, he's got his cup in his right hand. He puts up his evidence and says, it's like, you know what, you mother of whores, I don't give a crap what else we have. Just prepare to go down.
Okay. So with that, I love it, Blum. I think that's great, and it's perfect in your character.
He's screaming at him with the...
So you know how I said in the town, like your voice is so fucking loud right now. You know how I said in the town that there weren't a lot of lights, and it seemed like most people were asleep, and the town outside of these two thugs was relatively peaceful. As Blum is saying, "Mother of Horrors," you see more lights and more houses pop on, and it seems like this entire town is coming awake. And this fight might have more attention on it than you initially expected. But once you say that, kind of all attempts at negotiation have ended, and it seems like the thug is ready to resume his attack. Milo, is there any other action you would like to do, or movement, or anything like that?
I'm just gonna get that dagger ready.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'm not gonna.
Are you gonna ready an attack?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. So when they get close to Blum, you'll attack.
Yeah, when they go to strike, yeah, basically because it's pretty obvious at this point that they're gonna attack us. So if they're getting that close, then yeah, I'll attack them.
Sure.
But I'm just gonna attack his feet.
Sure, that's fine. Blum. Or no, I'm sorry, it's the thug's turn. So
yep.
The thug moves over, and you can see that he's going to try to stab Milo in the gut. Or I'm not Milo. He's going to try to stab Blum in the gut. And so Milo, you get your thing has triggered, and you can attack.
Okay.
And you're swinging specifically at his feet, right?
Yeah, I'm actually just going to try to bring the dagger down right onto his foot.
Okay.
So that's just a D6, I guess?
D20. D20 to attack. Always D20.
Oh, D20, sorry.
Oh, yeah,
Nice.
you definitely hit.
Oh.
Do you get a damage bonus to that?
Not with a dagger, no.
Just flat D6.
That doesn't seem right. I think you should... I think you do add your dexterity to that. But I'm not sure it's a D6.
Oh, I do?
Yeah, I think it was. I thought daggers were
I
D4.
thought daggers were D4 as well.
Yeah, I believe they are as well.
All right, well, it's a 4. What's your dex mod?
+3.
Yeah, because daggers are
So it's
finesse weapons.
7.
Yeah, 7 total. Okay. This does an incredible amount of damage to this poor little thug. All right, so you stab him in the foot, and he's screaming, and he actually ends up dropping his dagger, so he's completely unarmed. And he just goes and he's grabbing his foot, and he's in intense pain. He's screaming. More lights in the town are coming on.
As he's doing that, I'm apologizing profusely.
Would you like to roleplay that apology?
Yeah, so I stab down and I go, oh, God, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me.
It's very good. It's very good. Okay, so basically, because of your action, because of stabbing him in the foot, he's not capable of attacking right now. So he completely loses that. He's not moving. So you effectively made him skip his turn. Blum, it's your go.
So my guy is holding, it's an iron chalice.
Yeah.
What he does, he screams back off literally in this guy's face since the spell's still active. So I don't know what that does to him, but he tries to smash the iron chalice right into his face because he dropped to his knees.
Excellent. So because this guy is kind of bent over and is distracted by the pain in his foot, you have advantage on this attack. So it's very likely you're going to be able to smash this. This is it a chalice or is it just a mug of?
It's like an iron mug that
Okay.
he carries because of his religion.
Okay, cool, very cool. Go ahead and roll for that.
14 plus 3 for strength, so 17.
We don't even need to roll the other one. I'm gonna give you all the glory of this attack. How does this mug smashing into his face transpire?
How does it transpire?
Yeah.
He does like almost a straight punch with it
Okay.
and just aims for his nose.
You hit right on target, and the mug, it's a very sturdy mug, and you just fucking break his nose, and blood is just flying out of his mouth. And are you yelling while you do this?
Yes, I'm like backed up, beep off.
Okay. That is just, your voice is just booming and bouncing off the walls. You say, back the up. And you hit him, and you hit him so hard that he actually spins in the air and lands. I'll show you where he lands. He lands like right here. He's knocked out cold. He's dead.
Oh god.
Were you trying to? You can decide if he's dead or if he's knocked out.
Yeah,
as part of the attack. Blum.
I guess after the action, after Blum sees this, he spits to the ground. He's like, "Good riddance."
Okay, I think that answers
Blum,
that.
were you going
So
for
you
lethal or were you going for knockout? Because it's your action to decide.
Oh, it's mine?
I mean, I bet it's your call on that, but that's my understanding. That's my reading of it.
It honestly doesn't matter to me in this instance. He can.
He goes for a knockout.
Okay, yeah.
If he kills him by accident, he doesn't really care.
Okay, so you are not super invested either way.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. It's if you want him to be knocked out, that's totally fine. He is totally knocked out cold, and for the most part, combat right now is pretty much over.
Did the guards show up? Because I want these guys to be arrested. That's my character's biggest interest, is to make sure these guys are off the streets alive but arrested.
The guards have not shown up yet. So you guys can do. You can either wait for the guards because, assuming the noise that you made, the guards will show up eventually, or you can just do with the bodies what you will.
Does anyone have a rope?
Oh, I don't have any rope.
Keep in mind that the second guy is just sort of mentally tormented right now. He's not knocked out or anything like that.
That's what I was going to ask next. I go up to the other guy and I try to knock him out as well.
Okay. I don't even think you're going to need to roll for this. It's a free hit, essentially. So you knock him out pretty cleanly as well. So now both of them are knocked out.
Okay. After this, do I have any beer after hitting the other guy in the face?
You've got enough for like one sip of beer, but a lot sloshed out during the punches.
He finishes it.
Okay.
He puts it on top of Milo's head, and he goes, grab that. He goes over to the two bodies. He grabs them by the legs, and he starts going in the direction that he last saw Marillo.
Okay, so you're taking the bodies to her?
Yeah.
Okay. How are you dragging both of them?
One by each leg.
Okay.
So basically...
Gotcha. All right, I like this. Blum Blum is a man of action. You see him dragging the bodies away. Milo and Tony, do you have any reaction to this?
Yeah, I pick up the daggers
Okay.
to make sure that...
I'm going to pick up the wedding rings I threw down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Are you guys following Blum Blum?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'm actually going to follow him while like playing a song on my lyre saying how much ass he kicked to give him bardic inspiration again.
Awesome. I love it. I love it. I love it. That's a very good idea, Jesse. Would you like to do a few lines of that song?
Not this time.
Okay. That's fair. That's fair. It's a hard thing to do on the spot for sure.
Yeah.
Just to keep in mind for you, Blum Blum, basically with Bardic Inspiration, you gain Inspiration die at D6, and you can add that D6 to like an attack roll or a saving throw or whatever you want to help.
Okay.
You. So it's just a D6 though. Don't roll like a D20 or anything like that.
Also, we all have inspiration from last session, so
Yes.
if there's one of you don't... All of this stuff has to be before Ben tells you whether it succeeded or failed.
Right.
But you can see the roll, so if it's a really shitty roll, you can just be like, we're doing that again.
Wait, are you actually just playing a song and singing, or are
Yeah.
you just now just playing a song?
The act of me singing and playing like a ditty and kind of like coming up behind you and being like how much ass we kicked is my bardic inspiration ability, and it fills you with the, it makes you inspired. Although it might also be like, oh no, people might know that we're here, but I think people know we're here.
Yeah, people know you. People live in the area. Okay, so you are all kind of going into the alley. The Blum Blum, you're going in first, and you seem pretty adamant about just getting in the alley.
I'm singing along with his song.
Excellent.
'Cause
Who follows? Who's second after Blum Blum, and then who's third? It seems like.
Okay.
What's up?
I think
I'm definitely going to hang back at third.
Yeah.
Okay. So Milo, I'm actually just gonna have you do this since you're hanging back. Can you make a perception check for me?
Sure.
Okay.
Nice.
Excellent. So
23.
Milo, as you're kind of going into the alley, you notice that on the opposite side of the fountain, a ways away, about 100 feet away, there's a man that's coming out of his home, and it looks like he's just opening the door. And he's kind of looking out and seeing what's going on. You see a couple more people in a couple of other houses do the same thing, and you look back in the direction of the bar, and there are about 4 or 5 patrons coming out of the bar. Some of them have drinks in their hand even, and they're looking and they're like, what is all this noise? The people that are super drunk think that the cleric's thaumaturgy was the voice of God, and they think this is Judgment Day. So they're extremely scared. And you also notice guards. If you look, I'll draw an arrow. Guards coming from this direction there you see two. You see essentially you see two guards in the same sort of armor as what Morella was wearing. They're a ways away. They're about 50 feet away, but they are coming to the fountain to check things out. So I don't know if you guys want to interact with them at all, or if you just want to go straight into the alley.
Well, actually, the area we're in, is it well?
No, it is not well lit at all. It's very, very dark.
I'm just gonna. I see all that commotion, and I'm just gonna sneak into the shadow and just kind of like hug a wall. And
You're gonna
the
sneak
only
into
other
the
thing
alley?
what's that? Sorry, yeah, behind Tony.
Okay,
I'm gonna head towards the alley. Yeah.
excellent.
And if I can, I was gonna use Thieves' Cant in and around the alleyway entrance to see if there's any kind of like hidden messages left by other thieves, either as a warning or otherwise.
Milo, I think this is a fucking brilliant idea. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm just gonna use the restroom real quick. I'll be back in like 1 minute, so I shouldn't be gone very long.
While he does that, Milo,
Yeah.
tell me what that thing is, because I've never heard of that, but it sounds badass.
Thieves' Cant, I will tell you, is during your rogue training, you learn Thieves' Cant, a secret mix of dialect, jargon, and code that allows you to hide messages in seemingly normal conversation. Only other creatures that know Thieves' Cant can understand such messages. It takes 4 times as long to convey such a message than it does to speak the same idea plainly. In addition, you understand a secret set of signs and symbols used to convey short, simple messages such as whether an area is dangerous or the territory of a thieves guild, whether there's loot nearby or there's people in the area who are easy marks or who will provide a safe house.
That's super cool. Good thinking.
The other thing is, on my sneak attack, it says that as long as I don't need advantage on the attack roll if another enemy of the target is within 5 feet of it.
Oh, maybe they changed that. So in previous editions of D&D, you needed to be flanking, which gave you advantage.
Got it.
So we might be confusing rule sets between editions. You might be right. I'll look that up right now. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Doesn't matter. We got a dwarf that just one hit people.
Yeah, he's a tank.
Let's see here. Rogue. Sneak. Sneak attack. Bad 1d6. You don't need advantage if the enemy of the target is within 5 feet. If another enemy of the target... Okay. You're right. You are 100% right. Well, I'll make sure Ben knows, or we can make sure Ben knows that when he gets back. But yeah, we just need an ally nearby.
Yes, yeah, exactly, yeah. And I have a burglar's pack, so I don't know if I had rope. It does come with 50 feet of rope.
My plan was to
but I guess I don't have it on.
Yeah, my plan was just to, like, Batman tie them up with, like,
I just wanted to
make it so the guards could find them.
Sure.
But at this point, now that we're just dragging them along, it doesn't matter. Banner, your camera's still out.
They're coming with us.
If you guys care, the reason Blum Blum is dragging along, he's dragging them like almost like trophies to impress her.
That's awesome.
That's actually perfect.
At some point, I want to pat them down and make sure we get everything off of them. At least in terms of weapons, just because we don't have weapons right now.
Oh, you could just tell me to stop and I'll let you guys do it.
No, you seem to be doing... I wouldn't want to stop the man of action. Ben, are you back?
I'm back. Sorry. We are good to go.
Did you remember to wash your hands?
Or is that going to be off?
What? I did. No, I'm going to turn the camera on. Sorry. We're good. All right. So
real quick,
yeah.
Milo pointed out to us that in 5th edition, you don't need advantage for sneak attack. You just need an ally within 5. You need an enemy of the target within 5 feet of the target. And you just gain the ability to sneak attack even if you don't have combat advantage. I didn't know that, but just for future reference.
It's on page 96.
That doesn't make any fucking sense.
Because that means you always get +6 damage. It basically makes the rogue a crazy DPS machine.
Beginning at first level, you know how to strike suddenly explode.
But I have to use a finesse or a ranged weapon.
Once per turn, you can deal an extra 1d6 to one creature you hit with an attack if you have advantage on the attack roll.
But then read the very first line of the next paragraph.
You don't need advantage on the attack roll if another enemy of the target is within 5 feet of it. That enemy is incapacitated, and you don't have disadvantage in the attack roll. You don't need advantage on the attack roll if another enemy of the target is within... I don't understand that. Why does that... How does that help you if another enemy is within 5 feet? Like
enemy of the target.
Oh, I see.
Like
The target.
Like if I'm behind, if I'm with an ally,
Oh, okay.
they're distracted
that makes
by
a
the
little bit more
ally.
sense. Okay, okay.
I can shank them.
That I can live with, for sure.
Sorry, I thought it was clear.
But-
when the first
But are like I don't know,
No.
are
Sorry,
daggers?
it just wasn't clear to me.
Daggers are finesse weapons. You can sneak attack with a dagger, 100%.
Did that bother you, Jesse?
No. We both thought it. We both remembered 4th and 3rd edition rules. So like, he pointed it out, and I just want to make sure for future ref.
Yeah, no, definitely. That's good. Okay. So basically, it's to your advantage to kind of attack together because then you'll always get a sneak attack.
Yeah. Anyway, whose action was it? Was Blum Blum? We were walking.
Oh, Milo. So you were doing the thief's cant.
Yeah. Yeah, you were doing your check. That's right. Sorry.
So, the way that I'm going to handle this, Milo, is, like, what it says about the thief's cant is sort of like cryptic messages left by other thieves, signals from other thieves. I'm going to expand that a little bit, right? Because you are a thief and you're familiar with that sort of language. You're also naturally good at picking up things that maybe weren't done by other thieves as well. Maybe if there is some sort of secret message or marking or something, even if it's not done by a thief, you could pick it up. Does that work for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's cool with me.
Okay, so you're kind of going in this alley. The problem, Milo, is that you don't have dark vision. That would make this a lot easier.
Right.
And so you're looking for sort of any clues or messages or something like that, but you're having a difficult time seeing. So I don't know if you want to rectify the situation or if you still just kind of want to search around in the dark. It's up to you.
I definitely don't want to like take out a torch or anything, so I'm just gonna look in the dark. If I see it, I see it. If I don't, I don't.
Okay. Are you just using your eyesight, or are you kind of feeling around as well?
Yeah, I'm kind of like my hands on the walls, feeling around
Okay.
and looking.
All right, so this is kind of going to extend to all of you guys at the same time. The alley doesn't go very far back, so if we go back to our picture here and roll 20, let's extend this out. So the alley is only about 5, 10, 15, 20. I already fucked this up. Alright. Forget this line. This line doesn't matter. The alley is about 20 feet. 5, 10, 15, 20. 20 feet long. And only about 10 feet wide. So it's not very big. And it looks like there's just a bunch of trash. There's a bunch of food, like, and because of the food that's being thrown out, it looks like maybe this is where the tavern kind of takes some of their trash. And there are a bunch of rats around, and so you hear a lot of skittering. It smells really, really bad. But you don't know where the elf could have gone. And so, Milo, you're kind of feeling around the walls and the floor. Your fingers are kind of running over a lot of trash. You're looking around. Can I have you make a perception check, please?
Sure.
All right.
Plus 5.
Okay. So, along the left side of the wall, your fingers are kind of noticing that this wall doesn't feel quite right. Like it's made of bricks, but the bricks don't seem to be this wall doesn't seem to be well built, essentially, because some of the bricks are sticking out in weird ways. And being a thief and being familiar with certain things, you kind of have a hunch that maybe this is a signal for something. This seems to be very intentionally done. It just doesn't seem like sloppy mason work. That maybe some of the bricks sticking out, there could be something to that.
I'm gonna whisper that to the other guys.
Okay.
And say, "Hey boys, there might be something like an entranceway here. There might be something to do with these bricks. Maybe we have to push them, or come help me look at this."
I would imagine the dwarf would have some sort of innate stone knowledge or something like that. Stoneworking.
I believe he does. Yes.
I mean, I'm looking, but I'm, the wall. Ooh.
Yeah. For sure.
I don't know if that even distracts Blum from his.
I'm up.
Well, there's nothing else to look at because there's no elf in here, so.
Yeah, I know. And I looked down at him and I'm like, do you think Morella might be behind this wall? Because I have my 2 trophies I need to show to impress her with.
I'm kind of like, it's funny. I have this natural curiosity as a halfling that I found this thing. I want to kind of get behind it, but I'm also really conflicted here because I don't actually want to find Morella. I don't want to keep going down this murder investigation path. So I'm kind of torn about what to say to Blum Blum, and I comment further on what he says, feeling around and thinking about what to do because I'm torn here.
Okay, so you're not really sure how to act yet.
Yeah.
And you don't respond to Blum Blum's question?
Yeah, I don't respond to it.
I assume I've looked at the wall. I mean, I can make a check on it. But while we're stopped, I want to pat the 2 burglars down.
Okay, just to see what they've got.
Just to make sure that they don't have any other weapons on them. I'm not looking to steal anything of value because there's nothing they have that I don't have something better of.
Sure. So they have leather armor on. They don't have any other weapons. They do have pouches of gold on them. It's not very much, but they do have some gold on them.
Do they look stolen?
I mean, they might be stolen. You can't really tell if they were stolen or not.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, I mean, I put the pouches of gold on their chests while I'm like going through all their shit. But if my companions take the gold, whatever, I don't need the gold.
Sure.
Did Milo actually point out, hey, there might be a door right here?
He said that there might be something to the bricks, basically. But
okay, and there's no other exit out of this alley.
No.
Blum goes, looks at the way because in his mind, that's the only way he can think that she might have been at or might have gone.
Wait, I'm sorry. What did you do?
Sorry?
What is your action?
To go check out the wall that Milo talked about.
Okay. Do you still have the 2 bodies?
No, he put them down
Okay.
because he can't see an exit.
As you kind of go over and check out the wall, you can, because Milo pointed it out, you can tell that some of the bricks are sticking out some of them are sticking out a little bit, some of them are sticking out a lot. It's just kind of a weird wall where the bricks, it's not a flat wall.
He finds the brick that's sticking out the farthest and he just tries pushing on it.
Okay. Can I have you roll a d20, please?
Yep.
Ooh.
1.
So the brick
Nice.
that you try to push in doesn't move at all.
Okay.
In fact, can I have you make an intelligence check?
Oh gosh, this is gonna be fun. Let's see, that is 11. No, intelligence 9.
Okay.
9.
Since you tried to push in this brick into the wall, you're actually a little bit doubtful at Milo's claim at all that maybe these bricks have nothing to do with it. I'm just gonna plant that thought there. You can do with it what you want, but
Can I roll a perception on the wall just to see what I can find?
yeah.
Nope, that's a 4. It might have a modifier to it, but it's still a 4.
So you kind of notice the same thing as the other two, that there is something strange about this wall, but you can't really pin down anything specific that could lead you somewhere hopeful.
Sure.
Especially
After
since you
Bum
can't see very well.
After Bum tried to actually push on the brick, and he's angry at Milo because he thinks there's actually nothing wrong with the wall. Since he gave Milo his cup, he snatches it back. He's like, "You're untrustworthy, little one." And he's mad at him now.
I'm gonna knock on the wall.
I like this idea. So you knock on the wall. I mean, is it like a light knock, or are you pounding on?
Like I'm
this thing?
knocking on a door, like to see how hollow it is, to kind of, just knock on the brick.
Okay.
And
are you knocking on any specific part of it, or are you?
I'm not trying.
Okay.
There's no part of the wall that has spoken out to me as knock here. I'm just kind of like probing at the wall.
Sure. So you knock on it, and it actually seems pretty solid. It seems like a regular brick wall.
Okay.
Can I look to see what those guards are doing? Like, what's happening outside of the alleyway?
Yeah,
Can I see any of that?
Yep. So all you basically have to do is just peek out of the alley, and you can get a pretty clear sight of what's going on. The two guards, so they were gonna walk to you guys, but they noticed that there are daggers by the fountain, and they've picked up the daggers and.
Wait, I have the daggers.
Oh, you have the daggers. I'm sorry, I forgot. Never mind. But they are doing the second part. They're questioning townspeople, so there's kind of a small crowd gathered around the fountain, and it seems like the guards are just asking what they saw and what was up. And you notice that one of the men kind of looks over in your direction and is like pointing at the alley.
Okay, so I'm not liking where this is going, but I'm getting the sense of like I don't also want to be questioned by those guards either because I've got these wedding rings on me and it's not going to look good. So I'm going to try to investigate this wall a little bit further as a route of escape out of this alley.
Okay.
So is there I'm going to try to like feel the rocks or the bricks that are sticking out and feel if at all like if there's any give to any of them.
So how tall are you again, Milo?
I'm 2'7".
Okay. So basically what you do is you kind of run around the wall and you're kind of pushing in what you can, but there are quite a few bricks above you that you're not able to reach. You can try to climb up the wall and hit those if you want, but you don't have immediate access to them. So you're going to climb?
Yeah, if they're sticking out in a way that I can climb, then that's what I'll try to do, yeah.
Sure. Can I have you make an acrobatics check?
Acrobatics, so +3, 11.
Okay, cool. So you are able to kind of get up and press things, and in the dead center of the wall, the tallest brick that's sticking out quite a bit, you get all the way up there, and you kind of jump and you hit it, and it actually pushes in. And at the very back of the alley, kind of the stone ground, a square section of it slides to the left, and you notice a wooden staircase, a spiral wooden staircase leading down into total darkness.
Shall we?
So then I tell the guys, hurry up, get in there. We don't want to get caught by these guards.
Go ahead, man. You're first.
Oh, me. I'm like, Blum, let's leave the muggers here. I don't. This may be a one-way direction. Like, I'm happy to like help you keep on chasing. I'm not 100% sure whatever it is that we're chasing, but I'm always up for a good time. But I don't really want to bring them with us, and I'll hold on to the daggers though. I'll give one dagger to Milo, and then I guess I'll kind of peer down into the dark stairs.
And then Bum goes, no. You don't understand Dwarven culture. He first goes over to Milo, pats him on the head, puts the cup back on his head. Hold that. You've earned my trust once again. He goes back to the muggers. He grabs them by the legs and start walking and whistling the song that you just sang right before we went into the alley. What you don't understand about dwarves, we have to show our women our huntsman trophies. And so, these are my trophies. He jams them up a couple times and walks them to the stairs and starts going down.
Okay.
All right.
Blum, as you're going down the stairs, you notice that the guards are kind of at the end of the alley, and they see you going down the stairs, and they say, "Halt! Stop right there."
He lifts up one. It's okay. I'm with Marilla. I'm bringing her thieves. And I just keep walking down the stairs.
They're extremely concerned that you are, like, wiggling this unconscious body in front of them. They're not sure how to assess the situation, and they actually start running toward you.
Oh boy.
Blum
Where are
ignores
we in
him.
relation to Blum Blum right now?
Me? I'm right behind him. I'm not sure where you are.
Like I was about to go down, but he stopped me and he put the mug on my head.
Yeah, my interpretation is you are all pretty much right at the entrance of the spiral staircase. So, you're. About
I'm gonna sneak in. I'm just gonna sneak in that staircase and go down.
So you're not gonna pay the guards any mind.
No, I don't want to interact with them.
Okay. The only problem is that you don't know how to close this entrance. So they're just going to be able to follow you down.
Maybe we can lose them in there. I don't know.
That's true. That's a good point.
So I'm going to stand at the entrance of the stairs such that if it just randomly closes on a mechanism, I'm inside.
Okay.
But I'm gonna like sweet talk the guards when they walk up, and I'm just going to explain what happened. I'm gonna be like, we were leaving the bar. These brigands mugged us. My friend there is very good friends with Morella, who I'm sure you know. She's a fantastic. He told me so much about her. And she just sounds like a great person of the guard. But he wants to bring these criminals to her so that he, you know how dwarves can be when they see a woman they want to impress. He just captured some criminals. So I mean, you guys are welcome to come with us to make sure that if and when these guys wake up, they're properly detained. But everything's above board here. We don't know why she goes down these stairs, but we're just following her.
So they get right up in your face essentially, and they look at each other, and they kind of have these quizzical looks on their faces, and they go, "Morella, there's never been a Morella or a woman for that matter that's been a part of the city guard."
Maybe you guys should come with.
They say, "We don't know why the staircase is here. We don't know if we can believe your story about these two men. We're gonna need you to come back."
What do you mean you don't know if you can believe the story about the two men? I'm the guy who yelled for the guards to come.
Listen,
you guys took your sweet time.
Listen,
I'm gonna whisper to Tony. Tony, bribe them with the coins.
Oh yeah, that's a really good point. Okay, first I need to make a charisma check. Hopefully this goes well. 5 plus 3. Do I have any bonuses in terms of checks? Persuasion is... So what do you get for being trained in a skill?
So if you're proficient in a skill, you add your proficiency bonus. So it would be whatever modifier it is, plus your...
So I have a 10 proficiency to be like, guys, we got this. Just understand that there was a mugging. We dealt with it. No one's gonna die. And I give him like one. I'm trying to think what a reasonable bribe would be. I give him like 2 silver each. I'm like, go get yourselves a drink.
So you had a 10 total.
Yeah.
So.
That's why I gave them 2 silver instead of 1, because I figured 2 silver would sweeten the deal for how low that roll was.
It is a really good idea And I'm not saying you can try to continue.
Oh, don't tell me.
All right.
I'm getting a point of inspiration.
All right. Cool.
17.
Awesome.
Whew.
It's so funny how much roles change, like, the personalities of NPCs sometimes, and, like, how I have to change my responses. So, these guys were gonna be, like, noble, upstanding guards, and now they're just, like, fucking scum. Alright. They look at you, and they each take... So you're giving them 2 silver each?
Yeah.
Okay. So they take the 2 silver, which apparently to these guards is a fair bit of money. They must not get paid very much in this small town. And they say, the left guard says to the right guard, "Oh, I didn't see anything here. Did you?" The right guard goes, "No, just another quiet night. Nothing to see." And they turn around and they walk away. So
Cool. All right. I'm gonna head down the stairs.
well done, Milo. It was a good idea. Well done, Tony, for pulling it off and using the inspiration there. I think it was a good call. So you guys are going down the stairs. The entrance does not close. It stays open. I don't know if you guys want to address that or if you just kind of want to move on.
I could care less.
Okay.
I want to keep moving.
Okay.
I have a feeling that Blum Blum's already probably at the bottom of the stairs while these guys were talking the entire time.
Yeah, I think that's fair. So
Before, how late is it in the evening? Because Tony is still very interested in his employment and this mine thing, while all of this other stuff is really like his main motivation for all of this is he's just seeking adventure, trying to like have a good story at the end of the night.
yeah.
But he does still feel a little bit obligated to the job. So I'm trying to get a sense of like how late is it, and at what point is he going to start being like, guys, we should really call it for a night and like rest.
Definitely. No, I think it's a very, very good question. So it's been a long night. You guys have accomplished a lot. It's about 5 a.m. and you have about an hour until sunrise.
Okay.
So you may not know the exact time per se, but you have a good general sense that like you're pretty close to the sun coming up.
Okay. Okay. Blum's ahead of us. Yeah, I think it's his action after all that
Okay.
stuff. And
So you're
Darkvision's
just gonna
fine.
keep going forward?
Yeah.
Right now, yeah. I'm following him.
Absolutely.
Is he still dragging the 2?
Oh yeah, he basically dragged them by their feet down the stairs. So these guys' heads were like slinky effect down the spiral staircase.
You know that could do some serious damage to them. I love it. I think it's amazing. I don't think you should stop what you're doing, but let me just account for that real quick. Okay. All right. These guys might have like some brain damage when they wake up. I don't know. We'll see. This place is a little bit difficult to describe, so bear with me. It looks like the ground is just made of dirt, and the walls are kind of dirt. It's like somebody excavated out a tunnel, okay? And there are like wooden beams, like square wooden beams that are connected to the ceiling that are kind of like spaced out every 10 feet or so in this tunnel. And it looks like some sort of hidden passageway. And there are even torches lighting the way forward. There are enough torches that you can clearly see what's going on. There's nothing especially elaborate about these excavated tunnels other than you see a marking. And the marking that you see is of a bird. And the bird's wings are pointed upward. In fact, let me see if I can have you guys make a check here that would pretty easily distinguish this.
History.
Yeah,
or...
history would work fine here. So if I could have you all make a history check.
So I got an 18 and
we all
plus,
rock shit out of that check.
Okay.
yeah.
That makes it easy for me. So you can tell that this is a symbol of a phoenix. And that the way that the symbol is presented, it's marking some sort of group. right? Like this is some sort of group symbol. You don't know which group specifically, but there's everything that was done here was done very, very intentionally, and that this symbol is a marking for people that would be familiar with it, if that makes sense. That wasn't explained very well, but yeah.
But we don't. There's no the 20 DC was not enough to know what this symbol was in Khalees.
No, because you haven't seen it before.
Good. Okay. That makes it clear then.
I have a question about your character, Jesse.
Yeah.
Coming from an affluent family, did you have like a pretty good education? Did you read a lot of books?
Oh yeah, I've been studying in the Bard at college for the last several years.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, I'm very well educated.
So I can actually give you more information. If anybody was to be familiar with this stuff, it would be you, and you are.
My int is not the highest because so all of that education may not have stuck.
Okay.
But it was told to me.
Okay. You have not seen this symbol before, and to the best of your knowledge, this is not in any history book or anything like that.
Okay. Cool.
So
how am I seeing anything? Because it's dark, isn't it?
No. There are
There are torches.
Yeah.
Oh, there are torches. Okay, sorry, I missed that.
It's okay.
Okay.
Well, Blum keeps dragging his victims with him. Keeps going forward.
You're just barging ahead, like you're just like full steam ahead.
Yeah. This guy's like on a drunk. He's drunk. He's been drinking all night. He knows an elf paid attention to him, and he's been following because he's almost been curious. Then he's like, "Hey, I got a couple hunting trophies. I'm gonna press her a little bit later. Let's keep going."
I'm gonna bring up to Blum the fact that the guards are like, "Hey, your girlfriend isn't really a guard, according to the guards." just to make sure that's shared information. And so, what did she know about the murder?
She didn't really say anything about the murder. She just ran out as soon as she saw the bodies. And I do think she knows the guard. I mean, I think she's a part of the guards. I think the guards are lying. I used my persuasion on him to prove that she's still a guard.
Okay.
Basically saying...
I look at Blum and go, Blum, when was the last time you saw a guard that pretty?
In the last town, after a long night of drinking, they all look pretty. I'm just saying. I still think she's a part of the guards. She was wearing the uniform. She said she was a part of guards. She was a part of the guards.
Are you trying to persuade both Milo and Tony?
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
Tony's just like, why would a guard use a secret staircase to report a crime?
Yeah, and
She's
Milo's
a
not
part of the
having any of
guards.
it.
She knows the town better than we do.
So this is an interesting situation because I think, just out of character here, it is pretty unreasonable to expect that she would be part of the guard. I think based on what you guys have seen and how your characters feel about the situation, Tony and Milo. But I like this sort of drunken rat that Blum is doing. So we're going to handle it this way. Blum, I'm going to have you make a persuasion check. And you're going to roll against the intelligence of of Tony and Milo. But you're going to have disadvantage on that persuasion roll.
Can I choose that he roll against my wisdom, since this is sort of a more wisdom than int sort of problem? Or do you feel like it's int? It's like a difference of 1, but just to me it seems like, she's going down a weird staircase. The guards don't know her. It's like a whole bunch of like weird street smart things as opposed to me being like, actually, according to the scholars.
I get what you're saying for sure. It's just, to me, it seems very logical that she wouldn't be part of the guard based on the secret stairway and.
Yeah, I can get logic out of that. All right, we'll go with it.
It's really pedantic. Like it doesn't matter either way, honestly. I see where you're coming from with the wisdom. So
I mean, don't get me wrong. I completely agree with you guys. Me, out of the world, yeah, she's some kind of thief.
Yeah, we know you're playing your character. We got you.
Here we go. So, 12 plus, I guess, 3 for my charisma, and then I have persuasion for one of my abilities. So it's plus 5, so I got a 20.
wait, what?
Hold on, what? Your,
I'm profi-
your
so
proficiency bonus should be 2.
So
okay, so
wait a minute. So on your character sheet, it says your persuasion total with your charisma is +3, and then with your proficiency bonus is +2, so that would be +5. So
Yeah.
your total rolls should be 17, not 20.
Yeah, that's what I
that
got.
works.
Okay.
Okay.
But you have disadvantage on this, so you're gonna have to
You gotta
roll
roll.
again, and you're gonna have to take the lower of the two.
I gotta roll again. Okay.
Yep.
Come on, natural 20.
Oh,
Man. I don't think Milo and Tony, you don't need to roll. This persuasion, unfortunately, is not going to work. But I wanted to give it a chance anyway. Yeah, so Blum, you're saying all this stuff, and you guys can roleplay this however you want, but you clearly do not buy into what he's selling.
I kind of want to have one of those moments where Milo and I look at him, kind of look at each other, look at him, look at each other, and like just shake our heads, and like I don't even need to say anything because he's just like rambling incoherently. And like, no, she's totally part of the guard, guys. You just gotta listen to me. It's kind of how I imagine a 1 going for him.
yeah, and I do the same. I share that look with you, and I actually go a step further, and I'm gonna slap you, Boom.
Don't slap Blum.
I'm just gonna slap you and say, snap out of it, man. She had you entranced with her beauty.
So, God, why do you have to slap him? He gets angry at you, and he basically he drops on the guys, he balls up his fist, and he pops you on the top of the head. And he's like, I told you not to slap me.
I try to defuse the situation, and I'm just like, guys. We just got like almost mugged. Let's not turn against each other. Blum. We can try to find this woman, but you know, I try to like appease to him and being like, you can think she's part of the guard, but we're not. I'm just saying we should be on our guard. We should be on our guard that, you know, maybe we're going to go into a dangerous situation if she isn't what she appears.
Okay, you sweet songing minstrel of greatness. I completely agree with you. We'll take it easy, but I'm still taking my 2 trophies, and we're going to try to find her. She might not be a part of the guard. I still think she kind of is. She was wearing the uniform. So let's just keep heading on, but a little bit more quiet. He goes over, grabs the other leg, and he starts going down the hole.
Okay. Blum, I have one question for you.
Yes.
Do you take the mug back from Milo?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't trust him again.
Okay.
Okay.
So
I'm impressed
as
that Milo's-
he's walking over to pick up those thieves, I'm just kind of like rubbing my head and going, besides, do we even know what we're doing here? Like, why are we chasing after this girl? I'm really like sharing my reservations about going forward with the guys here. I want to like get across to them that I don't know what we're doing here and if we even should keep going.
It's a murder mystery, man. Great acts come from things like these. Let's find out what happens next.
So, for me, it's sort of like curiosity and a sense that like, nothing's gonna go wrong. Like, come on, we'll be fine. Me just being like, don't you want to see where this goes? I mean, we found a cool secret passage.
I mean, I kind of do, but I've seen a lot of things go wrong. You guys don't know. A lot of my friends have accidents.
I suddenly become like, all right. Well, we'll take it slow. Do both of the muggers? What races were they? Were they human?
One was an elf and one was a human.
Oh.
It was I'm super glad that you like made a point of that because it is very strange that there is an elven guard in this town to the point where like it doesn't make any sense because this is like between Morella and this elven guard, these are like 2 of only a very small handful of elves that you've seen here. Humans are definitely the dominant race.
Okay. I was more curious because if we needed to, if either of them were halflings, then Milo could wear their armor.
I think I've got my leather armor on.
Okay, Blum and I don't.
I don't have any armor. He's basically wearing cloth right now.
Yeah, I mean, neither. No, we don't have any of our weapons. Like, I think that what we should do tonight is some light reconnaissance. Maybe Milo have you sneak ahead and like kind of feel this area out. But I'm getting, yawn. I'm like, I'm getting kind of tired. I wouldn't mind, calling it for the night, waking up, taking care of this job tomorrow. I'm sure we'll bust that out really quickly, and then coming back here after we're done with that to like kind of go through the rest of this little staircase area.
Mama looks a little disappointed.
I'm going to wait to see what Bum Bum says.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm going to be, but it's going to be too late. She might be gone. We saw her run down this island. The little halfling did find the secret passage.
All right. I'm a soft touch on that. All right, so we can go a little bit further, but if it looks like sort of a danger oh shit situation, I think we should just leave. Like I don't feel committed to any of this currently. But if she's just waiting for you on a bed of rose petals, being like, "Oh, you brought me your trophies," then you can stay and we'll leave.
I don't think
You
that'll
speak for yourself. Blum Blum, I'm with Tony on this. I'm okay taking a peek at what's going on, but not more than that.
All right, a little farther. Let's see what happens next.
Okay.
Can you at least stop charging ahead with these two knocked out guys?
Do what again?
Can you at least leave these two knocked out guys here?
I wouldn't leave.
You can always come back and get them if she's waiting for you.
But these are my trophies.
Yeah, I'm okay with him continuing to drag them around. I just think that Milo should scout ahead, because you are by far the sneakiest of us. And then like we'll just like we'll be behind you by a couple steps, trying to go quietly, but have you be the forward scout.
Okay. So then I'll just sneak. I'll use like stealthy walking and try to get ahead. Is it just a straight passageway, or is there curves to it?
It's kind of a winding path. It's for the most part straight, but it sort of bends back and forth a little bit here and there. And it does, you like when you look down it, it doesn't seem to end for quite a while. So you're gonna be walking for a bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So you guys are kind of stealthily, carefully moving through this tunnel, which is good. And I think it was a good idea for you two to hang back. But you all kind of reached this point, and unfortunately, this is going to be the last thing you guys see. But let me post this in Roll20 real quick. You see a dude, or a thing rather, after kind of walking for about 5 minutes or so, you see a dude. Oh, it does do a link. Okay, if you click on that link.
Oh.
So it's this thing, this creature is made entirely out of stone, and it doesn't show this in the picture, but imagine its eyes are glowing white, and its arms are crossed. And it's not moving, it's not approaching you, it's not making any sound, but it is completely blocking the way forward.
Okay.
Can I investigate it a little bit, or is we just gonna call it?
Yeah, you can investigate it. I don't. If you guys are like want to take any actions or anything like that, we probably won't do that. But if you want some more information on it, I think that's totally.
I just wanted to roll a history check on it to see if I could do anything off of that. To see if I would have known about this in anything, which is 11 is my total.
Definitely.
Does this look like anything that I have seen or read about?
Yeah. So. Correct me if you don't like the way that I'm going with this. Please let me know and we can address it. But being part of the Bardic College, you read about many different topics, and you do have like a decent amount of knowledge about magic, even though you're not a wizard and even though you're not part of like the magic school. You are familiar with those sorts of things.
Yeah, you go into school in Khalees, you're gonna learn about Arcana shit.
Absolutely.
Like that.
And so you know that very, 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 very powerful mages, like top tier, like they are archmages essentially. they're capable.
Top percentage.
What's that?
The top percentage.
Yeah, top
maybe.
percentage. 1% mages are capable of creating golems essentially and animating them, and using them either to protect an item or a location or just general knowledge. They they are able to set these golems somewhere and have them sort of trigger to something. So if somebody's trying to break in, they would come to life and respond to that. Or if they say something, they might trigger like that. So this is what it appears like to you. That this is some sort of golem that has been put here for a purpose, and maybe its trigger has not been activated yet, but you are still a ways away from it. You're about 15 feet away from the golem.
All right, before anyone moves closer, I'm gonna fill them in on my knowledge about that. I've seen one of those before. That's a golem that had to have been made by a very powerful wizard, and usually it guards something important, and it might attack if you walk up to it or say something to it.
Really, my friend. You know what? I think the small one finally found a good find. A better trophy.
A better trophy.
Oh God.
Oh, that's so good.
That's a good. That we should. That's a good cut. Let's
Are
go.
you sure? I gotta move for this. If you want to finish it perfectly.
Go for it.
He takes the guy in his right hand, and he just throws it at the golem.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Okay. Actually, I can respond to that action really, really quick. So you throw it at the golem. Let's just say, for the sake of speediness here, that you are successful in throwing the body all the way to the golem. Like, in the blink of an eye, the golem catches the body, rips it apart, just splits it in two, and then crosses his arms again.
I'm a little upset at Blum Blum for just murdering somebody that was completely defenseless.
Yeah. Well,
I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
Blum Blum, what's wrong with you?
I didn't know that was
What
going to
did you do
happen.
that for? Didn't you listen to Tony? He said this was a powerful thing.
That just seems like a better trophy for Morello.
I like it. I like everything that happened there, actually. But that's gonna do it for us today.
Yep.
I think it's cool because although it seems you do have a mission that you need to take care of in the mines, and that you don't necessarily have to go and do that mission, but it is something that I want you to be aware of, which it does seem like you are. However, don't think that this storyline is completely unconnected, because that's not how I want to do it.
Right.
You will, if you choose to go down this path, and you can choose not to, that's totally fine, you will get insight into sort of the broader storyline and how I kind of want to connect you guys to the main group and to the other group and all that stuff. So don't think this is completely pointless either.
Right. Okay.